So you're thinking about moving to Spain, but you need to know which visa is right for you. On this channel, I'm going to dedicate to make sure to give you guys all the information that you need to make that move to Spain. No crazy editing, just straightforward information. And as somebody who currently lives here in Spain, I've been living here for 2 years. I currently live in Madrid. I'm going to give you all the little insider tips and the little secrets. Right in this video, we're going to go over the top 6 visas that I recommend that you guys should look at if you're thinking about making that move. So let's see which one works right for you. Okay, so first we're going to start with the non-lucrative visa. So this visa is for retirees, the remote workers without Spanish clients, and then people with passive income. So with this visa, you have to have a sufficient savings income of about 29,000 plus per year. The pros to this visa is that it's an easy path for retirees and it can be renewed and led to residency. This is a really good one. The con is that you can't officially work in Spain. You have to make sure that your income is coming from outside of Spain. The second one that I would recommend is the student visa. So this is for the students who are enrolled in a Spanish university, language schools, and also for academic programs. You have to have an acceptance letter from a recognized Spanish institution. And you have to have proof of funds and health insurance. This is also a good way you can also teach in Spain as well. And this is through the student visa. And that is one of the easiest ways. That actually is the easiest way to get residency or to work in Spain. So we'll go over that in another video. The pros of this is that it lets you study and you get to work, which I said teaching, up to 30 hours a week part-time. So the cons with that is it's temporary, so it's usually only valid for the length of your studies, but you could possibly get a job afterwards, which can lead to residency and the whole bit. That's definitely a good one that you should look into. So the next one would be the work visa, and that's for people in a Spanish employer, with a Spanish employer willing to sponsor them. The requirements for that would be a contract with a Spanish company and also a work permit approval. The pros of that is that you get direct path to living and working legally in Spain. And so the cons of that is a lot of the jobs are, I would say a good amount of the jobs are reserved for the Spanish citizens, and it can be a little tougher to get a contract as an American or somebody from the UK. But I still have to say, people do it all the time. I have friends who have done it, and as long as you have a specialized skill, it's not too hard to get a job here in Spain. So if you have a specialized skill, like I said, I know people have done it, and yeah, that's a really good option as well. Okay, so now we're going to go into the digital nomad visa. This is for the remote workers. This is a very popular visa. To get this visa, you have to show proof of at least 2,500 to 3,000 a month, and your company must come from outside of Spain. So your company has to be a non-Spanish company. You must have a valid contract. The pros is that you get to work remotely and it's renewable and it can lead to residency. The cons of this is that it's still pretty new and it can sometimes be a little inconsistent or a little complicated, but they're working on that. The next one would be the job seeker visa. This lets you live in Spain. This one's really cool because it lets you live in Spain for a year as you're looking for a job. This is one that a lot of people don't know about that a lot of people can take advantage of. The key for this is that you must be 18 years old, you must have a bachelor's degree and no criminal record. And you have to show proof that you have the income to sustain yourself in Spain for over a year as you're looking for a job. The cons is that with this is that they usually accept people who have just graduated college, but they do make exceptions if you're highly skilled. That's a key thing to note. The pros for this is that you get to live in Spain while you're looking for a job, which is great. Then lastly would be the family visa, which is pretty self-explanatory. If you have some family here, a grandmother or a parent, you pretty much have access to residency in Spain. If you're serious about moving to Spain, this is what I recommend. I would go through the lucrative visa or the digital nomad visa. Those are the most popular. A lot of people go through them, a lot of people get accepted. However, the easiest way to get into Spain, this is a little insider secret, is to go through the student visa. And to get the student visa, you have to either go to college here or go into the teaching programs, which are very easy to get into. I know a lot of people who do it. You do not have to have experience teaching English. That is not a requirement. You do not need to know the language. That's not a requirement, even though it's good to know a language when you're coming to a new country. The only thing that it's required is that you have a bachelor's degree. So yeah, that's one of the fastest, that is actually the fastest way. Apply for the program, get into Spain that way. That will kind of get you into the door, see if it's a place that you like, and then you can kind of move from there. So yeah, that's my recommendations. Make sure to check out my other videos. Like I said, I'll be doing kind of a move to Spain boot camp on this channel. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, make sure to comment below. And yeah, let me know what other videos you guys want me to do. I hope to see you guys soon, and I'll see you guys later.